Mr. Morrison, your 9 a.m. is here. Emma's voice cut through my thoughts as I stared at the quarterly reports. I didn't look up. Send them in. And Emma, your coffee's on your desk. Exactly 67 degrees, 2 sugars, no cream. I grabbed the cup without thinking. Perfect, as always. The Beijing presentation? Already loaded on your laptop. Slides 14 and 15 needed adjustments. I fixed the revenue projections. What would I do without you? I muttered, already scrolling through emails. Probably die, she said quietly. What? Nothing, sir. Should I confirm your lunch with Mr. Yamamoto? Yeah. The usual place, my phone buzzed. Marcus from accounting. I ignored it. Emma would handle whatever fire he was starting. Mr. Morrison, Marcus says it's urgent about the... Handle it. Of course. Her heels clicked away. I finally glanced up, catching her reflection in my office window. When had she started looking so tired? The intercom buzzed. Sir, the board meeting's been moved to 2 p.m. I've rescheduled your conflicts. Fine. 3 hours later, I was crushing the board presentation. The merger numbers were perfect. My best work yet. Exceptional analysis, Morrison, board member Williams said. How do you manage such attention to detail? Natural talent, I smirked. Behind me, I heard Emma's tablet clicking. Always there, always invisible. The day blurred together. Meetings, calls, decisions, Emma appeared and disappeared like clockwork, handling everything before I knew it needed handling. Mr. Morrison, your mother called. I told her you'd call back Thursday at 3 p.m. I don't have time for... Already blocked in your calendar. You missed the last 2 calls. I waved her off, already dialing Tokyo. That evening, the company gala sparkled with success. I stood at the podium, champagne in hand, surveying my empire. Ladies and gentlemen, Morrison Industries has completed its largest acquisition to date. Applause thundered. Cameras flashed. I soaked in the glory. This success belongs to one person. I paused dramatically. Me. Laughter rippled through the crowd. They thought I was joking. From the corner, Emma watched, her tablet glowing in the dim light. She wasn't laughing. Emma. I called out after my speech. Get me the Watson files. I want to review them tonight. It's 11 p.m., sir. So? Nothing. I'll have them ready. Marcus approached, whiskey heavy on his breath. Great speech, Morrison. Though we both know who really runs this place. What's that supposed to mean? He glanced at Emma, then back at me. Nothing. Just observing. Mr. Morrison, Emma interrupted. Your car's ready. I'm not done here. You have a 6 a.m. conference call with London. You need sleep. I said I'm not... The Watson files are already in your car. I've highlighted the relevant sections. I stared at her. When had she gotten the files? Fine. In the elevator, silence stretched between us. Good speech, she said finally. Thanks. You know, Emma, you should enjoy these parties more. Mingle. I'm working. You're always working. Someone has to. The elevator dinged. My driver waited outside. See you tomorrow, I said, already checking my phone. Actually, Mr. Morrison, I need to talk to you about something. Can it wait? It's late, she hesitated. It can wait. Good. Morning briefing at 7? Of course. I slid into the car, Watson files waiting on the seat. Post-it notes in Emma's handwriting marked every important section. I'd review them tonight, present brilliantly tomorrow, take all the credit. Business as usual. My phone buzzed. Emma, don't forget your migraine medication. Left side desk drawer, I rubbed my temple. How did she always know? The city lights blurred past. Another successful day in my empire. Tomorrow would bring new deals, new victories, new triumphs. I never imagined tomorrow would bring an empty desk and the beginning of my downfall. But that night, drowning in my own ego, I couldn't see the storm coming. I couldn't see that the woman who held my world together was already planning to let it shatter. I couldn't see Emma at all. Where the hell is my coffee? I stared at Emma's empty desk. 7 a.m. She was never late. Emma? I called down the hallway. Nothing. Her computer was off. Chair tucked in perfectly. Everything neat, organized, abandoned. Then I saw it. A white envelope centered on her desk. Mr. Morrison written in her perfect handwriting. I tore it open. I resign, effective immediately. Please don't look for me. Emma? Very funny, I muttered, crumpling the paper. Emma, joke's over. Come out. Silence. I dialed her number. Straight to voicemail. Emma, what's going on? Call me back. I checked her drawer. Empty. Her personal items, gone. This is ridiculous. I dialed again. Voicemail. Sarah. I called to reception. Where's Emma? I don't know, Mr. Morrison. She's not on the schedule. What do you mean she's not on the schedule? She's marked as terminated in the system, as of today. That's impossible. I didn't terminate her. It says voluntary resignation, sir. My phone rang. Beijing. Morrison, where are those contract translations? We're waiting. I'll send them shortly. You said 8 a.m. sharp. Just give me... The line went dead. Sarah. Get me Emma's emergency contact. Sir, I don't have access to... Then find someone who does. I ransacked Emma's desk. Where did she keep the Beijing files? Everything was labeled in her system, but I'd never paid attention. Another call. Board member Williams. Morrison, where's my presentation preview? Emma always sends it by 7:30. Technical difficulties. You'll have it soon. Technical difficulties? Since when does Emma have technical difficulties? She's out sick. Emma Chen doesn't get sick. What's really going on? Nothing. You'll have your presentation. I hung up, hands shaking. Where were the board files? I opened her computer, password protected. Sarah! What's Emma's password? How would I know, sir? Think. What would Emma use? I tried everything. Her birthday. Wait, when was her birthday? Her name, variations, nothing worked. Marcus strolled in, coffee in hand. Morning, Morrison. You look stressed. Not now, Marcus. Where's your shadow? Usually she's buzzing around by now. She's handling something off-site. Really? He smirked. Because I saw her cleaning out her desk last Friday after hours. What? Oh, you didn't know? Interesting. The great Jack Morrison unaware of what happens in his own office. Get out! Having trouble with the Beijing contracts? Emma usually handles those, doesn't she? I said get out! He laughed, leaving. Good luck with your 9 a.m. board meeting. Hope you remember how to use PowerPoint. My phone exploded with calls. Clients, partners, board members, all expecting things Emma handled. Mr. Morrison, Yamamoto's office, calling about lunch. I don't know. Figure it out. Sir, they need the dietary restrictions list Emma usually... I don't have it. I tried her number again. This time, disconnected. No. The Beijing CEO called back. Morrison, this is unacceptable. The contract has errors throughout. Clause 15 contradicts Clause 8. Let me review... Review? You sent this. Your reputation is everything, Morrison, but this is amateur work. I pulled up the contract I'd sent. Emma always reviewed these, always caught the errors. Without her second eyes, I'll fix it immediately. Too late. We're reconsidering the partnership. The line went dead. My assistant. No, she was gone. My empty coffee cup mocked me. When had I last made my own coffee? Sarah, can you... Mr. Morrison, I'm a receptionist, not a personal assistant. I have my own job. The board meeting started in 15 minutes. I scrambled through files, searching for the presentation. Found it. Last week's version. Emma always updated it Monday morning with weekend numbers. I ran to the boardroom, laptop under my arm, sweat staining my collar. Gentlemen, ladies. Slight delay. This is highly unusual, Morrison. Williams frowned. Where's Emma? She had a family emergency. When will she be back? Soon. I fumbled with the projector. Which cable? Emma always had it ready. Is this last week's data? Board member Thompson squinted at the screen. I'm updating it now. You don't have current numbers prepared? Just give me a moment, my phone rang. Our biggest client, Hartman Industries. I need to take this... During a board meeting? I answered anyway. Mr. Hartman. Morrison. What's this about Clause 47 in our renewal? My legal team says it's completely wrong. I'll have Emma review... Emma! I thought you handled our account personally. I do, but nothing. Fix this mess or we're done. The board stared at me. Marcus smirked from his seat. Perhaps we should reschedule, William said coldly. When you have your house in order, they filed out, muttering. Marcus lingered. Lost without your shadow, Morrison? She's just an assistant, replaceable. Is she? Then why are you drowning before lunch? He was right. I was drowning. And Emma was gone. You're fired! The third assistant this week stared at me, mouth open. Excuse me? I said you're fired. Get out! I've been here 2 days. You can't expect me to... Emma did it. Well, I'm not Emma. She grabbed her purse. You're insane, Morrison. No wonder she left. The door slammed. I rubbed my temples, migraine building. Sarah! I called reception. Send up the next candidate. That was the last one, Mr. Morrison. No one else wants the position. Double the salary. You already tripled it. My phone rang. Board member Williams. Jack, the Shanghai merger. What happened? Minor setback. We're restructuring the deal. Minor? They pulled out completely. Said you insulted their CEO? I didn't. You served pork at the lunch meeting. Chen's a practicing Buddhist. How was I supposed to know that? Due diligence, Jack. This is basic stuff. Emma would have known. Emma always knew. The board's calling an emergency meeting. Your leadership is in question. My leadership? I built this company. And you're destroying it. 3 weeks of disasters. Our stock's down 30%. He hung up. Marcus appeared in my doorway, grinning. Rough day? What do you want? Just watching the mighty fall. It's entertaining. Get out of my office. You know, Emma tried to train your first replacement. Poor girl was crying within an hour. What? Oh yeah, showed her your system. 47 different filing categories. Color-coded by urgency, cross-referenced by department. Insane. It's not insane. It's organized. For Emma's brain, maybe. She created it. I stared at the filing cabinets. When had she done that? She left notes, Marcus continued. The new girl showed me. Mr. Morrison needs reminders every 2 hours or he forgets to eat. Block his calendar after 3 p.m. Thursdays for his mother. When he loosens his tie, prepare antacids. She didn't. Oh, but she did. Like you were her pet project. Shut up. My favorite was, never let him see the Hong Kong reports before coffee. He'll fire someone. I had fired someone over Hong Kong reports. 2 years ago, Marcus left, still laughing. I yanked open Emma's desk drawer, searching for these supposed notes. Nothing. Empty. Wait, a small notebook wedged in the back. I opened it. Emma's handwriting, page after page. Mr. Morrison's coffee. 67 degrees exactly. Too hot, he burns his tongue and gets cranky. Too cold, he won't drink it. Meeting prep. Always print 2 copies. He'll lose the first one. Warning signs. Temple rubbing. Migraine coming. Prepare medication before he asks. I flipped through, mesmerized. She documented everything. My habits, preferences, weaknesses. Thursday 3 p.m. calls to mother. Set reminder at 2:45, 2:55, and 3. He'll ignore the first 2. When had I last called my mother? Mr. Morrison's favorite lunch. Caesar salad, dressing on side, no croutons. Orders steak but regrets it. Prepare salad anyway. She was right. I always regretted the steak. The entries went back years. Her observations getting more detailed, more personal. He smiles different when deals close versus when he's actually happy. Real smile, eyes crinkle. Noticed him watching me during board meeting. Just checking I'm taking notes. Always just checking the work. Bad day. He yelled about Beijing. Not really about Beijing. Stock price has him scared. Made his favorite coffee. He didn't notice. Then the recent entries. Can't do this anymore. He thanked the janitor by name today. Still calls me Emma like it's a command, not a person. Heard him tell Williams I'm just an assistant. 5 years. Just an assistant. Marcus knows about my feelings. Threatening to tell. Can't let that happen. The last entry, dated the Friday before she left. He'll never see me as more than furniture. Efficient, reliable furniture. It's time to stop loving someone who doesn't know I exist. Time to stop loving Jack Morrison. The notebook fell from my hands. Love. Emma had loved me. Mr. Morrison, Sarah's voice through the intercom. The Tokyo office is calling about the quarterly reports. I need a minute. They say it's urgent. Something about missing data Emma usually provides? Emma. Everything came back to Emma. I picked up the notebook again, hands shaking. 5 years of devotion documented in neat handwriting. 5 years of caring for someone too blind to see her. Sir, Tokyo's waiting. Tell them. I stared at her words. Tell them I'll call back. But just do it. I sat in my empty office, successful and completely lost, holding the notebook of a woman who'd loved me while I'd treated her like office equipment. The migraine hit full force, but Emma wasn't there to notice. Emma was gone. "You miss her, don't you?" I turned toward Marcus. He leaned on the hood of my car, sipping his iced coffee like this was a damn picnic. "Get out of my way. Relax, I'm just making small talk. I'm really not in the mood." "She covered your ass, you know?" He took another sip, eyes never leaving me. "Emma. She saved your neck from a federal investigation." I froze, my keys halfway to unlocking the car. "What the hell are you talking about?" "Oh, come on, Jack, you really didn't know?" "Wow, you were more clueless than I thought." I moved toward him fast. "Say it plainly, Marcus." He didn't flinch. "Last quarter, accounting flagged a wire transfer you weren't supposed to authorize." Cece started sniffing. Emma found out. Confronted me. "Made a deal. You were behind that?" "I was setting you up. Would have brought you down by July, but Emma..." He grinned. "Little Miss Assistant offered herself as the scapegoat. Said she'd take the heat if I left your name out of it." That's a lie. You think I'd make this up? Ask legal. Ask compliance. There's a file buried somewhere with her confession. She took the blame, Jack, and you didn't even notice. I felt like I'd been punched straight in the chest. Why would she do that? Is it really that hard to figure out? She loved you, moron. My fist clenched. You destroyed her life for what? A promotion? Control, leverage, whatever. She thought disappearing would keep you safe. I didn't expect her to resign so suddenly. That wasn't part of the deal. Guess she realized you weren't worth the sacrifice, I lunged. He barely dodged. Temper, Jack. Not very CEO of you. You screwed over the only person who gave a damn about this company. And you let her walk away without a word. Don't pin this all on me. He walked off, smug as hell. I stood there shaking, hate boiling in my veins. Later that night, I tore apart the archives. Come on, come on. I flipped through labeled boxes, file drawers, even Emma's hidden folders. Then I found it. A manila folder tucked deep behind HR compliance records. Inside, screenshots of flagged transfers, internal memos with her digital signature, a printed email trail, carefully structured. To whom it may concern, the transfer was made without Mr. Morrison's knowledge due to my oversight. Each word was deliberate, calculated, protective. Emma had built a wall around me and buried herself inside it. One letter stuck out, handwritten, Jack. If you're reading this, it means someone told you the truth. I hope it's not Marcus. I didn't know how else to protect you. You wouldn't have believed me. You would have fought back, and they would have torn you apart. Your name, your reputation, all your work. I couldn't stand by and let that happen, so I took the fall. I'm sorry I left like that. But walking away was the only way to keep you safe. Emma dropped the letter. My hands were slick with sweat and shame. I remembered yelling at her about late reports that month, not knowing she'd been covering up a financial bomb. I remembered tossing her a cold thanks without pausing. To look in her eyes, she saved me, and I never once asked if she was okay, not once. The next morning, I walked straight into legal. Pull every record you have about the audit 3 weeks before Emma resigned. The paralegal blinked. Sir, that's red flagged under HR confidentiality. Overwrite it. I'm the one who got protected. She hesitated. Then handed over a drive. Inside, it was all real. Everything Marcus said. Every lie Emma told for my sake. Every truth she buried to keep me intact. I stared at my board the next day. Emma wasn't just an assistant. She was the shield that kept our company standing. Silence. We pressured her until she broke, and we let Marcus run wild. Jack! Someone started. No, I was a damn fool. And she paid the price. No one argued. They just looked uncomfortable. Good. They should be, because the company was built on her sacrifice. And I'd walked over it without a second thought. Emma had tried to protect me from destruction, but she never knew she was everything I couldn't live without, and I didn't know either, not until she was gone. Find her. The PI across my desk raised an eyebrow. Name? Emma Chen. Date of birth? October 15th. But I didn't know that until last week, he blinked. Okay, last known address? She had a condo in the city. Sold it a day after she left? Social media? She deleted every account. Facebook, LinkedIn, even Venmo. He nodded slowly. Ex-employee? She was more than that, he studied me. Romantic? I swallowed. not officially. So she left on her own. She took a hit to save my reputation. Now she's blacklisted and I can't find her. Why now? Because I was too blind before. He nodded again, more serious this time. Okay, I'll dig. No promises. 3 weeks later, nothing. The PI shook his head. Your Emma's a ghost. No credit history, no renters, no new job on record. Disconnected number. If she doesn't want to be found, she won't be. You're telling me she just erased herself? Smart people can disappear, especially when they've got a reason. I dropped my head into my hands. I don't even know her favorite color. I started asking people, quietly. Did Emma ever mention where she was from? Did she talk about her goals? Did anyone know what she did outside work? The answers were all the same. She kept to herself. She didn't really talk much about her personal life. Just always here. Always working. She'd built a wall around herself. Kept it high. Maybe I was the reason. I drove 6 hours to the town listed on her application. A small place with one diner and a hardware store. Her mother lived on Oak Street. I knocked on the door. It cracked open. A woman in her 60s stared me down. Mrs. Chen? Her eyes narrowed. You. I know I don't deserve to be here. You're right. I just need to know if she's okay. You should have thought of that when she was sleeping under her desk. When she called me crying because you humiliated her in front of your board. I didn't know. And that's the problem. You never saw her. I do now. Too late. She slammed the door. I stood there for a long time. The PI called 2 days later. She used a prepaid phone to log into an old Gmail account. Seattle. A week ago. Seattle. I was on the next flight. I searched coffee shops, hostels, local bars. Asked around, no one knew her. Then I found a restaurant manager who paused. Emma Chen? I think we had a server by that name last December. You're sure? Pretty sure. Quiet girl. Black hair. Very sharp. Didn't talk much. Left after a month. Said it wasn't for her. Any idea where she went? He shrugged. She mentioned Portland once. Said it was quieter. Portland, another flight. Another round of nothing, until I walked by a bookstore cafe. Something about the name caught my eye. Chapter and Brew, stupid pun. She would have hated it. I stepped in, and there she was. Hair shorter, slimmer, laughing with a customer. Real laughter. I froze. She turned. Our eyes met. She went still. Then, she disappeared behind the espresso machine. I waited. 10 minutes, then 20. Finally, she stepped out to wipe down a table. I approached slowly. Can I sit? She didn't answer at first, then nodded. I've been looking for you for months, I said. I know. Why didn't you leave a number? An address? Because I didn't want you to find me. I had to. She looked away. Why? So you could feel better about yourself? No, to tell you I know what you did. Her voice was cold. It was months ago. I found the letter, the file. Marcus confessed. She said nothing. You gave up everything for me. She met my eyes, quiet and steady. It was my choice. I would have fought with you. She almost smiled. You would have fought for yourself. You weren't capable of fighting with me. I am now. Then walk away. I sat there staring at her across a tiny table, wondering how I'd ever looked at her for 5 years and not seen who she really was. She didn't wait for an answer. She walked away again. But this time, I didn't let her go without leaving something behind. My number. No pressure, I scribbled it on a napkin. She glanced at it, nodded once, then dropped it into her apron. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was something. We're voting to remove you as CEO, Jack. I blinked. Thompson's face was unreadable, but the words hit like concrete. Excuse me? Effective immediately, Williams added, based on the company's declining performance, instability, and shareholder losses. Marcus sat smug at the end of the conference table, fingers steepled. You can't be serious. Months of chaos, Morris, Thompson said. 5 major clients lost. 2 failed mergers. Legal's still untangling the Beijing disaster. I stood, eyes on Marcus. You did this. I didn't crash the company, he smirked. You did that on your own, after losing your golden girl. Emma held this place together, and I let her... I couldn't finish. Security's outside, Williams said. Clean out your office by end of day. I sat alone in my office, staring at the ruins of my empire, the corner view, the art collection, the custom desk, all worthless now. I picked up the photo on my bookshelf, our company's 10-year gala. Emma stood in the back, almost cropped out. I'd never noticed her there before. Damn it, the door creaked open. "They're waiting downstairs," someone said. I didn't turn around. Fine. I grabbed only one thing off the shelf, Emma's notebook. The one I'd read 100 times. Somehow it still felt like I hadn't read it enough. I passed Marcus on my way out. He actually had the gall to raise his glass. Tough week? I didn't answer. Don't take it personally, Morrison. Power's a pendulum. This week I win. You didn't win. You inherited ashes. Still better than what you've got. He wasn't wrong. I moved into my mother's spare bedroom that night. Beige walls, faded curtains, she handed me tea. About time life humbled you. Thanks, Mom. Emma used to call me. I looked up. What? Every Thursday. Pretending you asked her to check in. Told me jokes, asked if I was eating. I closed my eyes, guilt piling higher. I thought it was you. Then she disappeared. I didn't even know her birthday. She knew yours. I said nothing. Therapy wasn't my idea. But I went anyway. Dr. Williams sat across from me, notepad balanced on his knee. Tell me about Emma. She was everything. I just never saw it. You mistreated her? No, not on purpose. Neglect is still harm, Jack. I looked away. She made me more than I was. I didn't realize it until she was gone. How did it make you feel when she left? Like I'd lost the only real part of my life. Good. Let's start there. I took a job at a tiny legal firm downtown. Office the size of a closet. No assistant. No ego. My boss, Mary, handed me a stack of documents. You used to run Morrison Industries, huh? Not my proudest era. Good. Pride kills more people than cancer. She walked off, and for the first time in years, I filed the damn paperwork myself. On weekends, I volunteered at an after-school program. Taught teenagers how to create business plans. One of them asked, "Weren't you, super successful?" I was good at pretending. What changed? I had to lose everything to see what mattered. He nodded like he understood. Maybe he did. I texted Emma once a month. Never more than one sentence. Once. Started therapy. Once. Called my mom today, like you always reminded me. Another, I'm really sorry I made you invisible. She never replied. Not once, until the 5th month, her name lit up my screen. I'm glad you're okay. Another time. Taught a kid how to pitch a business plan. Reminded me of you. Sharp eyes. Soft voice. Hides the brilliance behind humility. No reply, but I didn't need one. One night I was closing up the office when Mary walked in. You've been different lately, she said. Better or worse? Quieter. Less arrogant. More human, I actually smiled. I had help. From someone I didn't deserve. She nodded. Funny how the people who break us end up being the ones who build us too. Yeah, I said. Funny. Later that night I opened Emma's notebook again. Same words. Same heartbreak on the page. He'll never see me as more than furniture. I whispered aloud. I see you now, and I meant it. A rainy Tuesday in Portland. I was soaked, tired, hungry, and ready to give up. I pushed open the door to a little bookstore cafe. Seat yourself, the barista called without looking up. I scanned the room. Wooden shelves, soft jazz, locals who didn't need to be anywhere fast. Then I saw her, Emma, shorter hair, thinner, laughing at something a customer said. She looked free. I froze. She turned, saw me, and her smile vanished. She ducked behind the counter immediately. I walked up slowly, heart pounding. Hi. She didn't look at me. Just coffee? Emma, please. Just coffee? If that's my only option, she poured. Set it down. Exactly 67 degrees, I said. She gave a tight smile. Habit. I sat at the corner table, not touching the cup. She came to wipe the table next to mine. I spoke softly. You look happy. I'm working. Emma, I need 5 minutes. She didn't stop wiping. I know now. What you did. What you gave up, she finally looked at me. Her voice was ice. I didn't do it for you. Yes, you did. I did it because keeping your name clean meant something to me. Back then. And now? Now I don't recognize the man I did it for. Ouch. I don't blame you, I said. She crossed her arms. What do you want, Jack? Closure. Closure for you or for me? Both. And if I say no, I'll walk away. I promise. She stared, measuring me. 5 minutes. I took a breath. I was a terrible boss. Yes. A worse friend. Keep going. I treated you like furniture. You said that in your notebook. Her expression changed, just barely. I continued. You weren't. You were the walls, the floor, the roof, every stable thing I had. She looked away. I lost the company. I lost everything. And still I deserve to. Then why are you here? Because none of that mattered once I lost you. She sat across from me, arms still folded. I didn't come here to ask for anything, I said. I don't want a second chance. I want to say thank you. Thank me for carrying me, for saving me, for staying long after I gave you every reason to walk away. She was quiet. And I'm sorry, I added, for every blind moment, every cold word, every time I acted like you didn't matter. Her eyes softened. A little late for that, Jack. I know. She glanced toward the kitchen. Her coworkers watched curiously. You shouldn't be here, she said. I needed to see you. You've seen me. I stood. I live here now. Trying to be better? That's nice. I volunteer with kids. Started actually managing my own calendar. She quirked an eyebrow. I make my own coffee, too, I added. She almost smiled. That stuff I used to drink? I said. Garbage without you making it. She rolled her eyes. That's a terrible line. True, though. I pulled a small card from my wallet. My number. If you ever want to yell, talk, or just need someone who's finally listening. She looked down at it. I'm not asking for anything, I said again. Just leaving space in case. You ever want to fill it? I turned to go. Jack. I froze. She held the card. I don't hate you, but I'm not the same person you knew. I hope not, I said. The old you spent too long protecting someone who didn't earn it. She said nothing. But if the new you ever wants a coffee with someone who's been trying like hell to change, I'll think about it, she said softly. I nodded and walked into the rain. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel cold. 2 weeks, no calls, no messages. Then one afternoon, my phone buzzed. Emma. Coffee? My fingers were shaking as I typed back. Me. Always. She picked the spot. Grain and grind. Quiet, local, no expectations. She was already seated when I arrived. Her smile was polite. Not warm, not cold, just cautious. I sat across from her. Hey! Hey! We both stared at our cups. She finally broke the silence. So, how's life without a kingdom? Messy, humbling, better weirdly. Better how? I wake up, make my own schedule, drink terrible coffee, forget my lunch sometimes. She smiled faintly. So, normal human things. I guess I'm finally human, Emma. She looked up. I'm not here to chase some fairy tale. I'm not trying to win you back, I said. I'm here because no one ever saw me more clearly than you did. She sipped her coffee, eyes unreadable. I continued. And maybe now I finally see you, Jack. I don't need to be seen. I need to be respected. I know. That's why I'm sitting across from you, not pretending I deserve another chance. She tilted her head. So what do you want? To earn your trust back, platonically, professionally, whatever you'll give. She tapped a finger on her cup. I'm starting law school next semester. That's amazing. Civil rights. Public interest. I've had enough of corporate lies, I smiled. That actually sounds right. I want to do something real, she said. Something loud, ironic. You used to be so quiet. Maybe I was never quiet. Maybe people like you just never listened. I nodded slowly. Fair, she met my eyes. So you're not CEO Morrison anymore. Who are you now? I paused thinking. Jack Morrison, volunteer, junior associate. Mildly competent cook. And officially, nervous as hell sitting across from you. She laughed. For real this time. I smiled. That laugh. I haven't heard it since, God, a year ago. Longer. Feels good, though. I didn't come here to laugh, Jack. I know. I came because something's different. I hope so. But you being different doesn't equal forgiveness. I don't want forgiveness. I want to deserve whatever version of peace we can build. She was quiet for a long moment. I'm opening my own firm. What? Small, local, one-room office. I want to build something from the ground up, my way. That's incredible. She smirked. And terrifying. Need a business partner? Her eyebrows lifted. You? I know numbers. I know operations. I'm good at the boring stuff. And what do you get out of it? A desk across from yours. The chance to make things right. You'd be junior partner. No title. No perks. Fair. You make your own coffee. Deal. No flirting. I'll try. She grinned. That part was a joke. I laughed louder than I should have. She leaned back. Let's take it slow. As slow as you need. No expectations. None. I nodded. Except honesty. And boundaries. I'll follow every rule. She looked me over. You really grew up, didn't you? I'm trying every day, she sighed. God, I don't know what this is. Me neither. But it feels not terrible, she said. It's a start. We clinked coffee cups like wine glasses. She raised an eyebrow. Really? What? We're redefining us. Why not make it weird? I stood up with my cup and raised it like a toast. To second beginnings. She rolled her eyes. You're lucky I'm legally obligated to hear speeches now. I laughed. So did she. It wasn't love yet. It wasn't redemption, but for the first time it felt like we were on the same page, maybe even starting a new chapter, together. Law school graduation. The auditorium smelled like success and coffee. I sat in the back row beside her mother. Emma hadn't seen me yet. Mrs. Chen leaned over. She didn't tell me you'd be here. I didn't ask for an invitation. She hasn't taken anything from you in a long time, she said. And you still showed up. I wouldn't miss this for anything. Emma's name was called. She stepped on stage in black robes, eyes shining, summa cum laude, top of her class. She beamed as the audience applauded. Her mother clapped. I stood quietly. My pride was louder than any cheer. After the ceremony, she walked through a crowd of flowers and congratulations. She blinked when she saw me. You came. Of course I did. I didn't think you earned this. I just wanted to see you light up the damn room. She actually blushed. You looked radiant up there, she smiled slightly. So, turns out I'm smart outside of serving espresso. You've always been brilliant. I'm just finally catching up. Her mother hugged her tight, then left us alone. She looked at me. I got a job offer. Big law firm? New York, my heart dropped. That's incredible. They offered housing, 6 figures, full benefits. I'd hire you if I could match that, I said, attempting a half smile. They want me to start in 2 months. There was a long silence. So, I asked. I turned it down. What? I'm opening the firm here my way. Emma, that's huge. I want purpose more than prestige. Do you still want a partner? She hesitated. You still interested? With every part of me, I said. Legally equal partners, she added. Naturally. No fancy office. No catered lunches. I packed peanut butter sandwiches all week. No taking credit for my work. Never again. She crossed her arms. And you keep your tie on during client meetings. I raised my hands. Fine. I need supervision anyway. Then her voice softened. Are we partners in the business or more? I exhaled, slow and honest. I never stopped loving you, Emma. Even when I didn't understand what love was. Her eyes shimmered. And what do you think it is now? Showing up, I said. Listening, growing, choosing someone even when there's no spotlight, no win, just quiet daily effort. She whispered, You really did change. I did a lot of work. I still do. And you're not expecting romance? No, I'm just hoping, she paused. Your office is still going to be across from mine? Always, she grinned. Then we'll see where it leads. 3 months later, Chen & Morrison was real. Small desks, a flickering coffee machine, papers everywhere, and us real equal readjusting every damn day. Friday morning, I brought her coffee. She looked up. You remember the temperature? 67 degrees. I even stirred twice clockwise. You always stir counterclockwise. I read an article. Sure you did. She took a sip and smiled. I sat across from her. Same size desk, Jack? Yeah? I talked to my therapist. Oh? She said, I don't have to punish you forever. My voice caught. And what does that mean? It means I'm tired of keeping my heart in a storage box to protect myself from our past. I gently reached across the desk. Palm up. I can't promise it'll be perfect. She placed her hand in mine. You'll be late to our meeting, she whispered. Let them wait. This matters more. How's the printer already jammed? I groaned, smacking the side like an untrained mechanic. Emma peeked over her monitor. Because you tried to print 50 pages through the eco setting. Eco means better, right? Eco means slower and more annoying. Like you, I laughed. She rolled her eyes but smirked. Chen and Morrison Legal wasn't a fancy empire. We had 2 desks, 3 mugs, 1 filing cabinet we'd been promising to replace for months, and a waiting list of clients who actually mattered. Client at 2? I asked, canceled. Wants to reschedule for next week? Good. Gives me time to screw up the coffee machine again. I'll handle it, she said, already standing. You just go sit down and try not to break more office equipment. Bossy, efficient, she handed me a cup. I blew on it. Tastes like hard work and compromise. Better than ego and denial, I gave her a mock salute. Fair point, counselor. She pulled a paper from her drawer. Guess what came in the mail today? I raised an eyebrow. Tell me it's our final business license. Better. Our wedding vows. Oh, right. 1 week away, I said, trying not to sound terrified. Don't worry, I already wrote mine. Yours are blank. I was waiting on inspiration. 5 years and 2 law partners later and you still don't use a calendar. I have a system. She grinned. Just don't mess them up. You already did the almost losing me forever thing. No sequel needed. I think I'm getting better at keeping you. You're getting better at keeping us. I nodded slowly. Yeah, us. She sat across from me again. We worked in silence for a few minutes, then I looked up. Do you ever miss it? Miss what? The skyscraper office. The 15-person staff? My shiny suits? No. Really? There's more power in this tiny office than we ever had in that building. How so? Because now we see each other. I leaned back. The window behind us showed a view of the street we'd walked 1,000 times. Emma? Yeah? Thank you. For walking away when I didn't deserve you. And thank you, she replied, for becoming the man who'd never let me walk alone again. She reached across the desks, fingers threading through mine. It was quiet, peaceful, everything we had once burned down. But somehow, from the ashes we'd built something infinitely better. They say karma crawls. Sometimes, it walks and heals, but if you're lucky, it sits back down across from you one day, smiles and says, let's begin again.